welcome to the evening edition of Sports Center right here with me, James Ohinbamakion. This is Sports Center at home with me. This is the time of the day where we dissect, digest, and delve deep into sporting issues in Ghana and around the world.
To be the best, number one and nothing.
We're still in the COVID-19 era, and we advise you stay at home. Use our nose mask when we're going to the public. Use hand sanitizers and wash our hands regularly to stop the spread of coronavirus.
Less, lead me to my death.
The show is a packed one today. As usual, this is what we love. This is what we love doing. This is what gives us the happiness talking about sports. Today, the show is a packed one, and today we'll be discussing some two topics. First of all, we're discussing there is a vacant position in the Ghana Football Association. That's the technical director. Gone are the days in football where there was no need for any technical director. The players had to just go to the pitch and play the house for their clubs. But this time, the story has changed, the narrative has changed. Every football club or even sporting clubs all over the world need technical directors to shape the team on how to play, the patterns to play. And in Ghana, the story is not different. We are talking about the Ghana Football Association, the mother of Ghana football. And in these times, we need a technical director who will shape the direction of football in Ghana, the patterns we used to play for the national team, the Black Stars, the Black Queens, Black Starlight, Black Satellite, Black Princess, all the national teams. We need a head of the technical team. And in this quest that the GFA is looking for, people who can fill that void. And 6 people, according to the GFA, are going through the interview. So today we'll discuss who should be in that position. According to my source, we have 6 people in there, some being foreigners, some being local people bred in Ghana, played most of their football in Ghana. So we'll be looking at what should the GFA be looking at in appointing someone to head the technical director of the Ghana Football Association.
I have waited patiently.
Talking about vision, we move on to the transfer news, and it's a transfer concerning a Ghanaian player. That's Dada Kwadwo Asamoah, former Juventus player, former player for Liberty Professionals in Ghana, and now he plies his trade. Former Udinese player, now he plies his trade for Inter Milan, Antonio Conte's Inter Milan. Now there are news going that he is not in the books of Antonio Toto Conte when the season resumes after Corona is over, and clubs like Watford and Fenerbahce in Turkey are chasing him. Where should he go? My guest will be right here to discuss the issues. I believe this show it will be a great one, so you can send me your comments with me on WhatsApp 0265650915. You can follow me on Twitter at Ohimba James. I'm going to follow you back. But before we start the show, we go for a breather. When we come back, I bring you the local and foreign titles. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the breeder. You're still watching Sports Center at home with me, James Ohinbamakion. It's time for the local and foreign tidbits, and we start off from the local tidbits. So say Kweku Palmer has praised Kwesi Antechi for his leadership qualities. He said this last week Friday on Asampa FM. Now Mubarak Wakasu mocks Christian Atsu after Premier League tournament elimination. So the English Premier League FA brought up an invitational tournament, including all the Premier League players. So one player represented it, and Christian Atsu represented Newcastle. He was eliminated in the quarterfinals by Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Mubarak Wakasu is mocking him for that. Says no Black Stars player could ever challenge my decision to take penalty kicks during games. So this is Stephen Appiah saying during his tenure with the Black Stars of Ghana. Now, Accra folk star Frederick Ansabotri came close to quitting football due to poverty. Now, House of Folk also denying Sule Muntari signing. Juventus is also the latest team to join in for the race for Ghanaian international Thomas Partey. Now, House of Folk have cancelled contracts of midfield duo Charles McCarthy and Emmanuel Minta. Charles McCarthy joined from Elmina Sharks, and Emmanuel Minta joined from Karela United. Sadiq Adams to Kotoko, he says, I won't play for you again. So this is Sadiq Adams, former under-20 national Black Starlights player. Now, King Faisal have announced the signing of promising midfielder David Owusu Eje. Now, Sule Muntari has also revealed he is still in touch with former coach Jose Mourinho. So nobody represents a club on the GFA executive committee. This is Frederick Ichamponde. His comments follows after resignation from Obuasi Ashanti Gold Sporting Club. Now, Nuhu Adams is the pioneer of Ashanti Gold Twitter handle, says Frederick Ichamponde. Said my time as Ashanti Gold CEO was successful. Frederick Ichamponde speaking. Now, in this COVID-19, Ghana FA is set to get $500,000 financial support from FIFA. And Ash Gold will survive without Frederick Ichamponde. This is Nana Achiken, the bank holder for Ashanti Gold Sporting Club. Hector Berlin also joined Arsenal and Chelsea in pursuit of Jerome Boateng. Jerome Boateng, I think he's there at Bayern Munich is coming to an end, so many clubs are changing. Let's quickly move on to the international front. And Chelsea intend to take up their option to extend Olivier Giroud's contract by a year to prevent him becoming a free agent in the summer. Now, Hakim Ziyech also says he'll be a Chelsea player as planned on July 1st and is not concerned about his move and how the COVID-19 could affect his move. Barcelona are also set to test Manchester United's position in Diogo Dalot after a strong assessment of the right back. This is according to Delo Sport. Alexis Sanchez is facing a footballing limbo with neither Inter Milan nor Manchester United wanting him. This is according to The Sun. Now, Everton are reportedly considering a stunning bid to bring Barcelona's Felipe Coutinho to Goodison Park. This is according to the Daily Mirror. Now, Juventus are considering a summer bid for Napoli striker Alexander Milik, according to reports in Italy. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has kept alive the possibility, if only slightly, of playing for Swedish club Hammarby when their season starts after the coronavirus pandemic. The 38-year-old striker who joined Milan in December is training with the club in which he bought a stake last year while the Serie A season was suspended. Now, Real Madrid accept it will not be possible to sign Paris Saint-Germain for a Kylian Mbappe this summer. This is according to L'Equipe in France. Napoli defender Kalidou Koulibaly is not among Manchester United's main transfer targets, reports the Manchester Evening News. Manchester City are considering a summer move for Arsenal striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, he's still in the camp of Arsenal. Arsenal and Liverpool are monitoring Wolves winger Adama Traore. This is according to the Daily Express in the United Kingdom. Paul Labile possibility Pogba remains determined to start Manchester United, but news coming in says that Manchester United remain determined rather to sell Pogba when the transfer window reopens, reports the Daily Star. And to our last story, RB Leipzig Timo Werner is ready to sign for Liverpool if they pay his 52 million release clause. So that is the foreign and local tidbits for you. I hope you enjoyed it and you are learning a whole lot of things in this transfer. We quickly move on to our discussion for today. Today I have two guests on my show. I have Joel Eshen, host of Radio GIS Sports Center on Wednesday, and also he writes for Ghana Web. I also have Emmanuel Apama Luda. Yes, Emmanuel Apama Luda. You'll be helping us digest the issues into smaller particles for you. So our first topic for today is GFA technical position. So Joel and Maluda, who do you think should be in charge of our technical department when it comes to the Ghana Football Association? Not in person, but what qualities should we be looking out for? Just digest the issues for me. Thank you.
Once again, welcome to Sports Center. Now, with the vacant position of the technical director of the Ghana Football Association, per report, the GFA has shortlisted 6 names, 3 local names and 3 expatriate names. Now, with the selection or appointing of the technical director, the GFA has to be very, very careful. They should do away with any partiality and select whom it deserves. And one, per the research they have done, these are some of the requirements I think the GFA has to look out for when selecting or appointing that person. One, the person has to be someone who has a working knowledge in the activities of FIFA, CAF, and the GFA. Means the person has to be someone who is well experienced when it comes to football, someone who has experience as a player, coach, or instructor, and relevant football sporting qualification. So with this, I think the person has the pedigree to take up that hot seat. Also, someone who has the highest possible technical qualification, that's CAF license A or equivalent or something above that. I think it's cool. So the GFA has to look at for some of these requirements, and then based on that, they can appoint the right person. So someone who has experience, when it comes to activities of FIFA, CAF, and the GFA, and also someone who is very experienced as a player coach or instructor as far as football is concerned, and also someone who has a technical qualification, someone who has a technical experience. I think that person is good to go as far as our technical director of the Ghana Football Association is concerned. The person also has to bear in mind that he is to play a big role as far as our football is concerned. The person will be responsible for the development of our various national teams. That person has to help as far as our various national teams is concerned, especially the Black Stars. Ghanaians are always crying for trophy. For the past 30 years, we haven't won any trophy as far as the Black Stars is concerned. So that person has to play a very big role as far as the Black Stars is concerned. The person has to be someone who can help to bring back the trophy that.
Okay, so you know that the technical directorate of the Ghana Football Association is an essential body that they need to find someone to occupy that position after the exit of Michael Otiakente. And last week, I think I heard the communications director Henry Asante Chum saying that FIFA has given them a 1 week ultimatum for them to fill that position. So I think the GFA is on point to have people shortlisted for the position. But for me, I think the FA have to come clear on what they want. You know, if you go to the various associations, if you go to England, they have a specific way of playing football. So that informs their decisions on whom to appoint for that particular position. So the Ghana Football Association, they have to tell us, okay, so we want to play 4-4-2, 4-3-3. We want to play a possessive football. We want to play a defensive one. So if they are able to define a clear path for the association, then it will inform their decision on whom to appoint. But if they make it open like that, at the end of the day, it will make the decision tough for them, because if they make it public that they want to play a possessive based game, then if you are a coach and you have a defensive approach, you will not apply for the job in the first place. So I think they will have to do that.
So you heard Joel Eshen and Emmanuel Apamaloda giving you the analysis on the technical directors of GFA. Now we move on to some transfer topic, and Dada Kodjo Asamoah is set to join Fenerbahce or Watford. So we're asking our panelists, which team should he join, considering his performance, his experience over the years? Which team will give him or will make him come into the limelight again, as we knew Dada Kodjo Asamoah? So Joel and Maluda, do justice to it for me.
Now, concerning Kodjo Asamoah's career, whether to stay at Inter Milan, move to Watford, or Fenerbahce, I think this is the time for Kodjo Asamoah to leave Inter Milan and join Watford or Fenerbahce, because recently he's been on bench at Inter Milan, and this is very bad as a player of his caliber, because as a player being on bench sometimes will destroy your career. And I think he has seen it all in Italy. He has played there for more than 10 years. Played under Antonio Conte, his current coach. Played under Allegri at Juventus. He's done so well. Played as a left back. Went to the Champions League finals, but unfortunately for him, he couldn't win, and that's very bad. For him, he was unlucky. But I hope that he could win the Champions League as time goes on. But this is not the time to talk about the Champions League. Let's move straight to the points. Now, Watford and Fenerbahce are the two clubs that has approached Kodjo Asamoah, and I think everything lies in his hands and his agent or his manager. This is the time for them to choose between Watford and Fenerbahce wisely. If he's considering Watford, I think he's considering the attractiveness of the league, that's the English Premier League, and how competitive the league is. For that, I think he should join Watford. But if he wants to get much playing time, he should consider Fenerbahce rather. And comparing Fenerbahce and Watford, I think Fenerbahce are far ahead of Watford. Fenerbahce are far ahead of Watford. Fenerbahce, I think he will get much playing time, and at his age, I think joining Fenerbahce at 31, joining Fenerbahce wouldn't be bad at all. In the English Premier League, look at there is aggressiveness as far as the league is concerned, and the intensity of the league is too high for him at 31. Although some of the players some of the players are even older than him playing in the English Premier League. But nowadays, we all know, or we all can testify to the fact that injuries are worrying Kwadwo Asamoah. So for me, I think he should consider match playing time, and you should consider how good the deal is before you choose between these two clubs. But if it's considering the attractiveness and how competitive the league is, you should rather choose Watford. For Watford, his fans will see him week in, week out, but you bear in mind that whether he will get match playing time. For that, I think Fenerbahce will give him the match playing time that he wants. Because as a player, I don't think Kwadwo wants to be on the bench all the time. So you should be, very, very careful choosing between these two clubs. And at Fenerbahce, I think he may get some European games to play. That's the Europa League or the UEFA Champions League. Yeah, so it's possible he may get Europa League or the Champions League to play. Comparing to Watford, it will be very difficult for him to get European leagues to play. And maybe he may think that he has played in the Champions League with Juventus and the Inter Milan, so he has seen it all. There's not the time for him to play any European games. Fine, but to me, I think joining Fenerbahce would be a good deal. Playing as a player, getting more match playing time in your respective clubs, I think it will guarantee him to return to the Black Stars. So I think you should choose wisely. But for me, I think Fenerbahce will be a good deal for him. He may get much playing time, and also you should consider how good the deal is. So you should also consider how good the deal is. And I think these are some factors that he has to consider before we choose between Fenerbahce or Watford.
Alright, so with regards to Asamoah's transfer, Asamoah has been the best Ghanaian player in Europe after the likes of Stephen Appiah, because winning 6 Serie A titles with Juventus and now plays for International Milan. And we know that for Asamoah, it has been a problem with injuries, and now age is catching up with him. And Inter Milan, Antonio Conte wants to do something. He wants to achieve. He wants to win the league. So he has no time waiting for a player who comes in and the next day he goes off with injuries. That is why he even brought Ashley Young from Manchester United. So now his position at Inter Milan is questionable, and whether he has to move on or not, I think this is the time for Kwadwo to move on from the Italian Serie A. And now, with the suitors coming on board, we have Fenerbahce in Turkey and Watford in England. Personally, I think he should go to Watford, and on the condition that if Watford is able to avoid relegation in the hottest season, and I think Watford will be the best place for Asamoah, because considering the league and the mileage he will get, and what we've been seeing from Jordan Ayew in the English Premiership, when we get someone like Asamoah to fill in the space.
So this is where time will allow us to draw the curtains down in the show. You heard from Joel Eshen and Emmanuel Apamaluda as they digested the issues for you about the GFA Technical Directorate and also the transfer of Dada Kwadwo Asamoah. Catch it the same time on Friday as I bring to you what's happening in the world of sports. And again, thank you for allowing us into your homes, into your offices, and into your shops. Still in the COVID-19 era, let's stay at home, use our nose mask whenever we go into the public space, and also wash our hands regularly, and also not forgetting our hand sanitizers. Big ups to my producer Emmanuel Safo for putting up this great video. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button if you are watching it for the first time, and also watch all our videos as we upload it. But before then, take care of yourself and bye bye.